Hi there, thanks for joining us for this week's Faces of the Jewellery Quarter, and we're in Barberology this week, and you're probably wondering why I am in a barber's, as I have no hair, but I'm here to meet the owner, Adam.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do? Thanks for letting us in your little private sort of part of the shop.
The VIP.
The VIP bit. And you still obviously do the hairdressing and the barbering yourself,
I
is
do
that right?
indeed. If you can get me.
Yeah, you're in demand.
Yeah.
And I take it you've obviously got a history in haircutting and barbers. And why did you open up Barberology?
Well, initially, so like I originally said, there was nowhere on that kind of level or standard that was producing the haircuts and style that I wanted to get into. So the easiest way to do it is to open up your own shop.
Do it yourself.
And create it yourself. So.
And what was kind of your, what's the kind of concept here? What are you trying to go for in sort of style in terms of the interior that you've got here? Yeah. It's obviously a very particular style that you've got going on. Mind the gun, it's not real. And also the haircuts themselves. I mean, what is it you're trying to get across here?
Well, an overall place where a man can feel comfortable to come into a shop, know exactly what they're going to get for the end results, but in that space in between from when they first walked in to when they're walking out, it's a whole kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, you know? and you can. I know there's a few different things that might be slightly different to other hair salons. For example, you just rock up.
Just rock up, get a ticket.
Yeah.
So you know that deli style ticket will make sure that you're in the queue. It'll also make sure that you can go and get some breakfast or something like that if you.
And your busy days, I presume, on the weekend.
Thursday onwards, they're very busy on a Saturday, of course.
Yeah.
That's how.
Everybody's got to get ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
And not only that, just to help people relax, you also serve drinks. Is that right?
We serve drinks, so we got free beer, free coffee, espresso, all done properly.
Right.
Everything done high end, of course.
Very nice. And they don't pay for that, is that right?
They definitely don't pay for that.
Can you believe that? Right, so I mean, if that's one reason on its own, just come down and get free booze and get your beer trimmed at the same time. Talking about beard trims, and I kind of have some facial hair.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I've been in here. I've seen the shop many a time. You're on, it's number 1 Wallstone Lane, isn't it?
Number 1 Wallstone Lane.
So I've always walked past it, but a guy like me probably never ventures in due to the lack of hair on my head. But is there something that you could actually offer anybody?
Well, one of the biggest trends at the moment, you walk down the street, every single man has got a beard.
It's true.
And there's some good beards and some very bad beards. Obviously, the people with the good beards come here to have it all shaved.
Clearly.
Yeah. Well, the secret to this is having 12 barbers over 2 shops.
Working on it,
yeah.
Simultaneously.
But we're very privileged to say that we do everything properly. So beard-wise, you're going to come in, you're going to have the full hot towel, steam treatments, the full-on preparation that will make sure that there's no irritation, that your beard's completely looked after, and then the advice that goes with it, so you can walk out feeling confident.
And talking about the advice, the guys you've got here, you've trained up yourself, and you've just mentioned that you're quite relaxed about leaving the business and doing other things and what have you, because you know that everybody else is in good hands. You've trained them up. Yeah. So everybody up is trained to under your kind of standards. It's not like they get trained up at college, walk straight in, and you leave them to it. You've got a particular way of doing things. Is that right?
Yeah. So everybody who comes here are already on a very good standard, but we obviously we want to do things the way that we want to do it, to make sure that everybody is cutting the same or trimming the same beard in a certain way and style and everything done to that,
to a certain level.
Yeah.
And you've been here 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. And have you seen sort of styles change much in that time, or is it kind of you have your own style that you offer people? Or?
Here we only, to use the technical term, we only cut with the head shape. So what this means is, it's bringing everything a little bit lower, so it's growing out with the head. It lasts longer. The cut lasts longer. The style is easier for the shape of your head. and easy for the guy in the morning. It's the same with the facial structure with beards and everything. We don't like to go too low on the angles and all this kind of stuff. We want to shape the face again, so it's easier for a customer to get home and replicate it, especially with the advice and everything that we do.
So is that where you find that people come in maybe once a week, every few weeks or something, then try and do a fair bit themselves in between, try and maintain, and then they'll come in and sort it out properly every few weeks? Is that normally how it works?
Yeah, so the advice and the consultation process that we do for hair and beard and everything else in between, i.e. the waxing and all this kind of stuff, we're you can feel quite confident when you get home that you can replicate it to a certain degree. In between, that's the main thing.
Yeah, and I presume this is obviously big business. There are barbers popping up everywhere, but I mean, obviously you sort of position yourself at the highest level, I think, if you compare yourself to everybody else. And I think maybe because they're really popular at the moment, beards are on trend, and also I think men are taking a bit more care about themselves, maybe? I think so. There's still the odd few. But I'm sure secretly they've got some moisturiser in the cabinet somewhere. Just don't like to tell the mates, but they've definitely got it. So obviously men's hair now back in trend, popular, looking after themselves, but you also look after women's hair as well. Yeah,
of course. So for the female client base that we've got, it's obviously the ones who feel comfortable coming into a very male kind of pub kind of environment. But the ones that do, it tends to suit them really well, and they tend to get involved in the banter and everything as well. So it's fantastic to see. It's fantastic to know that we've created something that, you know, it goes out to a mixture of audiences rather than just that's us and that's it.
Well, I know my fiancée comes here every now and again to see Bina for a couple of things, and she found it quite entertaining actually. Far more humorous than her normal hair salon, so she seemed to like it. And Jewellery Quarter, why did you decide to open up in the Jewellery Quarter as against anywhere else?
So it took us 2 years to find this location. We opened around 2 years ago, and so it was definitely, it had to be the first of what could be many other shops, but this was definitely the place where it was going to be happening. We knew what was being built, we knew the people that were here, the vibe, the target market, you know, and all the demographics of the area just suited our own mentality of how we want to be perceived and the customers who are coming in. I always say, only open places where you're going to attract nice people. Because you've got to work in that environment. So
it makes sense. So you think maybe the people around here have got maybe a bit more creativity, or a bit more on trend, or they're not necessarily sort of stuck in sort of white collar jobs and have to wear your standard. It's a bit of a mixture.
It's a full-on mixture, and we definitely, if you look at the queue of people waiting for haircuts, it's definitely a full-on mixture of everybody. You know, but they've all got one thing in common. They all like to have a chat, you know, and they like to have a beer or coffee and get a really good haircut, or you know, get the beard sorted.
So come here for a decent haircut, bit of a social relaxation, bit of a treat themselves. Okay, and if people wanted to come along, they can just rock up. If they want your information, they can go to your web address, which is
www.barberology.co.uk.
And on there is a cool section where you've got all your YouTube videos, and you've put a lot of effort into your YouTube videos. I would recommend going and checking them out. You'll learn a lot more about Barberology and what it is that they do here. But I appreciate your time today, and thanks for being on our Faces for the Jewellery Quarter.
No stress. Thank you.
I'll come again. Thanks, Adam.
Good man.
See you next week.